slope. This, well, you should know it by the end of this, but write it down on your cheat sheet if you don't remember it. Slope is a measure of steepness. It's how steep the line is, okay? And the formula is rise over run. That's one formula. We're going to look at a couple others later on. All right? Rise over run. Rise is going up and down, in case you didn't notice or didn't know. Up, down. Run is left, right. If you count up, that is positive. If you count down, that is negative. If you count to the right, I guess for you guys, to the right, that is positive. To the left, that is negative. It is all summed up here. Okay. All right. To measure slope. So when you're measuring slope of a line, you take your line segment and you break it into triangles. You make a triangle out of it. That's what we want to do here. So we're going to, in this case, we're going to take the endpoints. Later on, that'll change. We're going to take the endpoints. Now, we can make a triangle this way. Or we can make a triangle the other way. It doesn't actually matter. Okay? So I'm going to do the blue triangle first. No, blue. Sorry. Just change the pen back. Okay. So blue. Now, you pick a starting point. It doesn't matter if you start at A or you start at B. What do you want to start at? A. Okay, so we start at A. Okay? You follow the blue lines. Okay? So we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We went to the right. So it's going to be positive, right? So our run is positive 7. Now, you finish at this corner. Okay, right here. That's where we finished. Now we go up to B from that point. 1, 2. So what's my rise? Positive or negative? Positive, because we went up. Slope is rise over run. My rise is 2. My run is 7. So your slope is 2 over 7. Okay. Do not convert it to a decimal. It's the one time. I shouldn't say it's the one time. Fractions are not bad, but I know everybody hates them. This is when you want actual fractions. You don't want decimals for slope. You want a fraction. Okay, so leave it in fractional form. The slope is 2 over 7. Just leave it, walk away. Now, if you use the other triangle, the red one, you get the same answer. So, do you want to start at A or B? Let's start at B. Sorry, Charlotte. It illustrates my point a little better if we start at B. I know. Red line. So we start at B. We go over to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Except we went left. So what is our run? So I'm going to put it right there. Negative 7. That's not an exponent. That's just for the triangle. Well, then you get the same answer. I know, but hang on. Just hang on. We're not done yet. Yeah. That's why I'm doing this one. And then you're at this point right here, and then you go down. 1, 2. So it's negative 2. Slope is rise over run. Negative 2 over negative 7 is the same as 2 over 7 because the negatives count. It doesn't matter which way you go as long as you are consistent. Okay? Well, the negatives do count, but they cancel, right? Because a negative over a negative still, so you get the same answer. Okay? So let's do CD. All right? Mark your endpoints. Everybody can choose which triangle they want to do. Do you want to do the bottom triangle or the top triangle? You want to start at D, you want to start at C. I don't care. Go for it. Draw your triangle and count. You'll see when we're answering questions later on. And when we're graphing, this is way easier to have it like this because I go, oh, the run's 5, right? Which is nice and easy. I can just count up 5. Like you could, and right now it wouldn't make a difference. But when we get into the equations, they're all in fractional form. So, did everybody get 5/4? For this one? At least, which way did you go, Charlotte? You went C down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. No, you count 1 to the next one. Okay, does that make sense? All right. EF, do EF, please. Perfect. Don't tell me yet. No, they're all going to be whole numbers. 5/-3 or -5/3 or just float the negative in the middle. They all mean the same thing. -5/3. People get that? Yes? This is important. Okay. So I can scroll to the next page. All right. Now, we have this line here with points marked on it. So, can somebody please let's get Jimmy to the left, do the slope between A and B, this triangle, from Isaiah. You're going to do the blue triangle. So you're going to go from B to C. Okay? The blue one right there. I'll zoom in. And then everybody else what do you want to do? Do C to D for everybody else. The green one. And I'll do them all. Yes. The run when you're going to the left. Or for you, the left. Okay? If you count to the left, if you're counting left, that is negative. So if I say I'm doing the blue, right? Okay, if I start at B, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting to the right. Yeah, but you could do C to B if you really wanted to. It doesn't matter. But you get negative and negative, which turns it into positive. All right, peoples. Are those the numbers that you got? Red should get 2/3. Blue should get 6/9, which reduces to 2/3. And green should get 2/3. So what can you conclude? Why? That's right. That is right. But they're all on the same line. It's all part of the same line. It doesn't matter what 2 points you pick. As long as they're on the same line, you will get the same slope. You just may have to reduce the fraction, okay? But it will always be the same slope. And that's what's... Yes, you always want to reduce it. Slope of the line, the slope of all line segments are equal. That's what this says. It basically says it doesn't matter what 2 points you pick, you will get the same slope. Okay? All right. Vertical and horizontal. So, horizontal line here. Grid 1. So, slope is equal to rise over run. So let's just look at the lines in grid 1 here. What is the rise? Actually, let's do the run first. AB. I'm going from A to B. What's my run? 8. 8. What's my rise? 0. What's 0 divided by 8? 0. What is the slope of a horizontal line segment? Every horizontal line segment has a slope of 0. Okay, it means it's dead flat. Boom, because we haven't gone up. So all of grid 1, A, B, C, D, E, F, all have a slope of 0. Okay. Grid 2. Why does it not change? Okay, grid 2, slope. Let's do, what slope do you want, which line do you want to do? GF, IJ, or KL? IJ, okay. So, what is the rise of IJ? 7. Okay. What's the run? Oh my God. Can you divide by 0? No, you cannot. Punch it in your calculator. Go 7 divided by 0. What is it? It says error. Undefined. It is an undefined slope. If you want to get fancy, you could say it is an infinite slope. Slope is infinity. Okay? Yeah. Just say undefined. If you say infinity, you'll get it right, but it's undefined. Okay? You can't divide by 0. So, horizontal line segments, flat ones, have a slope of what? Vertical line segments have a slope that is? Yes. Undefined. Infinite. All right. Oh, we're almost done here. We're almost done. Next page. To infinity and beyond. All right. Can't believe Toy Story made it into math. Okay. So, here we go. So, up until this point, every line had nice, perfect endpoints, all right? It always went through the corners. These ones don't. They stop in the middle, okay? So, but we learned that all the slopes on this line, or any of these lines, are the same, right? It doesn't matter what points you pick on the line. So pick the points that go through the direct corner of the square, because you can't estimate, like, what is this x value or the y value? I don't know. Is it 0.5? Is it 0.6? So pick the ones that go right through the corner. So this one here, see how it goes through the corner of a square? And then this one here goes through the corner of a square. Then you make your triangle off of that. Exactly. So now you go like this. You do your little triangle. So what is my run? 3. What's my rise? So the slope is 2/3. All right. Always pick, to make your triangle, always pick points that go right through the corners of a square. So line 2. Anyone that goes through a corner, right? See, I don't want to use this one here, because that, I don't know what those numbers are, but this one I know it's at 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like at 4 and 1, right? It's a nice point to pick. Okay. So I could pick that one and this one right here. And then make your triangle. What's my run? And the rise is 5. So it's 5 halves. Is that okay? All right, let's try grid 2. Let's do line 4 and 5. Actually, I'll let you do line 4 and 5. Line 4 and line 5, please. Just make a triangle. Pick any point that is nice and clear. Yeah, that's the thing. You do whatever points you like better. Nope. Rise over run. Line 4 should be negative 2/3. Yeah. Figuring out the slope from a graph is pretty standard, and we start to use it in equations, and then it gets a little more algebra. But okay, did they get negative 5 over 2 or negative 5 halves for 5? Yes. Okay. What do you notice about these two different systems? What do you notice about all the lines in grid 1? Positive slope. What do you notice about all of them in grid 2? So can you come to a conclusion about if a line goes from left to right and it's going, you guys, left to right and it's going up, say about slope? And if it's going the other way, there you go. Right at the bottom of the page, it summarizes that. A line which rises from left to right, so it looks like this, has a positive slope. A line that falls from left to right, so like that, has a negative slope. Right? Nope. Everything in this one, because you were going, like if you did the rise over run, you're going down 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why it's negative 5. But you're going to the right when you count on your run, so it's negative or positive. So it's a negative over a positive, which stays negative. Whereas if I did this, like this grid, if I started here, I'd go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 5, and then to the left 1, 2 over negative 2, which is still 5 over 2. Yeah. All right. Questions 1 and 2, please, people. One and two, please. Okay, 358. So now that we know how to figure out the slope, we can now use it to sketch a line. Okay, instead of doing tables of values. So this is what we're doing. We're moving away from doing a table of values to being able to sketch something based off the equation, some information that we have. So we have a line. It goes through this point, -4 and 2, and has a slope of -2/3. So, 2 steps to do this. 1, mark your point. So in this case, that is -4 and 2. So we go to the grid, and we mark out -4 and 2. So -4 and up to, there's our point. 358, I believe. 358, yes. All right. So we've marked our point. Now we know the line goes through that point and has a slope of -2/3. So this is the trick. People that get this wrong will start from the origin. You start from the point. Start from point, count out the rise and the run. Okay, that's all you have to do. So you're on that point and you go, okay, what is my rise? What is slope? What's the formula for slope? Rise over run. So that means that this is your rise and that is your run. Now, the negative is floating in the middle. You can put it to either one. I usually put it to the top. That's usually what I do. You can put it to the bottom if you want. Okay? So in this case, I'm going to start at my point. I'm going to say my rise is -2. So if it's -2, do I go up or down? So from that point, I count down 2. 1, 2. Then, what's my run? +3. Do I go right or left? 1, 2, 3. There's my second point. And then you draw a line through it. Yeah, you don't have to make a triangle. I'll show you in a sec here. But you draw a line through it. That is the line. Because I'm a professional. I'm going to go back through your test and see how you did, Charlotte. See, if you did your triangle to figure out the slope, that's where it would be right there, right? We're just going in reverse order now. We have the slope, we're going to sketch the line. You don't have to draw the triangle, I'm just doing that for it. All right. Last question of the day, peoples. Now, word problem, everybody's favorite. So, they're telling us the slope is -5/7. They tell us the rise is 12. We only have one formula for slope. What is it? That's right. So slope equals rise over the run. Okay. What is my slope? That's right. -5/7. So you plug it into the formula. -5/7. What's my rise? So you replace the rise with 12. I'm trying to find the run. This is the exact same as this. That's the exact same equation. How do I solve for x in that equation? Oh, yeah. Okay. So the 7 gets multiplied up to the 12, and the x gets multiplied up to the -5. So you get -5x is equal to 7 times 12. How do I get rid of the -5? Divide both sides by -5. So x is equal to 7 times 12 divided by -5, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. 7 times 12, that's 70, 14, that's 84. No, it's not. 84 divided by -5. We can just do a decimal here. I don't know what that is. 16.8 negative. That makes sense? So that's what I did here. Here, if you're doing it in this equation, you'd multiply the run up and the 7, so I get negative 5 times the run is equal to 7 times 12. Divide off the negative 5. The run is equal to 7 times 12 over negative 5, which is that. So that means your run is negative 16.8. All right? I will ask you a question like that on a test. I know, sorry. The only questions I want you to do are 4. I don't know, you can do them at home. 4 and 6.